Well, the YouTube true crime for terrible sight and everything else, and I'm very disgusted and sickened by the comments made here today by Mr. Robert Plant, Mr. Overrated, Dead Zeppelin, Meat Stick Thief, Riff Stealing, let alone not riff stealing, but accessory to riff stealing, and egotistical, oh, I hate that person that sounds like me, jerk that he is. I will never look at Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones the same ever again due to the fact that they literally disrespecting Jason Bonham. I think, of course, if it wasn't for John Bonham at drums, the great Gonzo himself, I don't think Led Zeppelin would have made it. Even though Jimmy Page's electrifying dignity of the guitar that he played, but due to the fact that he had to take other people's riffs and try to make it of his own, I lose all respect to that. I mean, if you're gonna do a cover, you do a cover. You don't take that riff and you don't put it in your music and claim it to be yours. But once again, this is not about mainly the music, even though someone had told me in a comment in one of my videos, and I never comment back because it's just a waste of time, but I'd rather say it in a video. And the guy gonna tell me that, oh, only 5 or 10%. No, wait a minute. How did they go? Say so. Yeah, only 10% of music that was stolen, riffs, of songs, played and written, or not written, well, lyrics written, but used by Led Zeppelin was only, say, 10% out of 100, right? All the rest of their songs were original. And what I need to say to this person is that that's right. And all you hear on the radio is that 10% of music that they either stole or, made their own. That's all you pretty much hear, basically, on the radio. So with that being said, shove your comment up your nose, because I still think that Led Zeppelin sucks, overrated, and to call them 2 things in this world: the greatest rock and roll band of all time. How about we put up Journey as being the greatest rock and roll band of all time? All original. One of the best lead vocals of all time, up there in the ranks of my top 5 with Rob Halford. Say so. But Jimmy Page, egotistical creep. And for what Robert Plant, egotistical creep. And for Jimmy Page to do and say what he did to John Bonham's son, because Jason Bonham said in an interview that, oh, Jimmy Page gave me a hit of cocaine at 17 and threatened to sue that boy. Alright, enough's enough. Enough's enough. Like to use that band. I'd rather listen to that band than this egotistical prick. And to disrespect John Bonham's son. And what really, really jars my ass to see these words come out of Robert Plant's mouth. Which he should just call it quits, is right, because everything that he writes and every song that... Bear with me, my phone shut off here. Yeah, yeah. And what he's done solo, to me, sucks. And that's why you don't even hear it on the radio. Because it sucks. I had made a video back in 2015, maybe 2016, saying Led Zeppelin make one more album. You know, Ozzy did it with Black Sabbath. Tied up all little knots and ends that were, put in the tension of that band. And I would expect Led Zeppelin to do the same thing, but no, disrespect the man that helped pave that band's stardom because of his unique drumming. That's the only thing I look at in that band is the great Gonzo. Nothing to do with the rest of them, even though they can play really well. Yes, don't get me wrong, Robert Plant can hit some good notes, but nothing compared to Steve Perry. That's right, I said that. It disgusts me. Disgusts me that this guy's gonna say these words right here and not even give Jason Bonham the chance to play any of his father's drumming in the songs that were so sacred back in the day that they would not play on stage with any other drummer. The only man that could be capable of doing that, or should be even honored to do that, right, is Jason Bonham. And they won't even give him the time of day. And that truly, really disgusts me. Set aside all the lyrics, let alone, Robert Johnson, squeeze my lemon till the juice runs down my leg. That's right. Did you have to steal them lyrics too there, Led Zeppelin? Yeah. Bunch of friggin' thieves. Let alone you put it in your own design of stolen riffs. But set that all aside. Set that all aside. And look at the fact that you got one of the greatest, you had one of the greatest drummers of all time, and you won't even let his kid play the forbidden songs. And that's the only reason why I'm making this video, because of this jerk right here. Him and Jimmy Page just disgust the hell out of me. I don't know if John Paul Jones is in on their little escapade of egotistical BS. I mean, I don't hear much from him, and I'm sure he steps aside because, right, he knows these two would probably stick it up his rear like the champagne bottle incident and do that to Mr. Paul Jones if he did say anything in their eyes stupidly, or, it's just disgusting. I don't put these damn people up in the... And for the VH1, which I think it still exists, but to do the top 100 metal bands of all time and make this band #1 heavy metal band of all time, that disgusts me, because they were not heavy metal. They were pure rock and roll of what they could perform of their own originally. But, oh man, to beat Tony Iommi, who made the most heaviest riffs of the time, and they put this band ahead of them, even makes me sick. Disgusting. Two bands that were disgracefully right. But then again, you got the Rock Hall of Fame that won't even let Judas Priest take their final destination of where they deserve and belong. And you got these other ding-dong people, just like back in the day of 1989, when whoever thought that Jethro Tull was a heavy metal band and gave them heavy metal album of the year over Metallica, only goes to show who's running the show beneath the lines of music. And I can tell you, I wouldn't give them any good words. And the words I would use towards these people would probably get me in trouble, so I will have to back off from that and let your mind run wild of what I think about people that put this band on top of pedestals where they do not belong. Even though the 5%, once again, the 5% music that was stolen, that was used and put up is what you hear more on the radio. And that's right. And that's ridiculous. And I heard also that Stairway to Heaven, a few months back, maybe beginning of the year, right? That these guys ain't gonna get sued for it no more. Oh, it's finally theirs. They can have it. So the band, obviously, who originally wrote the riff is dead. And there's no sense of, or where things that are way well over, 30, 50 years, like music, you can take and use, and you won't get hit with copyright. Obviously, that could have happened too. But to see these guys get all excited and say, oh yeah, that's our music now. That ain't your riff. You should be ashamed of yourself and not get sued or taking royalties out of it. Whatever the case may be. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It only goes to show how this world really works. And it disgusts me. Especially when it comes to music. I live, breathe, eat, and sleep music. I love music. Music is life. And if you have the right band making the right music for the right reasons, you get a lot out of it. And you feel it. And it makes you feel good. Unlike these guys, which I think I'm going to go over an album cover that I've been going and looking at lately. And yeah, it even makes me hate this band more. And that's Houses of the Holy. And where can you put, and even though back in the, the 15th, 14th century, and I'm talking right, back in the day, way back in the day, where nudity of children was kind of, for them to put that on their album, and I don't know, man, I'm not too fond of it. And I always sat there and looked at that record, too. What the hell are they doing with young girls with naked butts on their album cover? Disgusting. Disgusting. Only goes to show where these guys' minds were stealing and looking at, stealing the innocence of children. Yeah, that's right. I'm surprised the people on that album cover ain't doing what the kid of Nirvana is doing and suing, unless they didn't get the publicity for that album cover, because these guys like to steal things from people, not pay people for their royalties. That's right. Look at the deed of this band. Look at the purpose of this band. Thieves. And they're stealing the rights for Jason Bonham to play anything with these jerks to honor his father. And that's the biggest complication of this all that I have with this idiot right here. If this man goes on like he says, I'm not going to retire, I hope the hell he puts Jason Bonham behind the drum kit and does something with the boy and not live and before he dies. So, right, Jason can show the world of the forbidden drums that were never played at shows, of how damn good that he could play them. And I'm sure he's mastered all his father's music. Of course, he had the Led Zeppelin experience. And of course, these jerks had to rip him off for that too. He could not use that name no more. So look at the damn concept of these two idiots, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and tell me why anybody should like them. I am doing a video on all their albums, and all the CDs I have, we're gonna see what I show you, what I'm gonna do with them. Even though they're brand new and could be worth some money, that's right. It's finally going to come down to the point after seeing this is what I'm going to do with you guys' music. Banned from my vocabulary, from my channel. You're all banned. Until I see an album or even a concert with the great Jason Bonham in it, I'm done with Led Zeppelin. I always turn their music off when I hear it now. I've thrown their collection out of my tape box. And I'm going to continue to throw everything I have or I've collected over the years of this band to mass it out. Goodbye. You're done. This man does not give Jason Bonham the right, proper place at the throne where his father sat. And either give him the chance to do a Led Zeppelin album or even a tour. I'm done. I'm completely done with Led Zeppelin, and this will be my last video up until the point where they give that respect to Jason Bonham. This is my last video until the guy talking about, 10% of the music ain't even, everything else is theirs. Yeah, that 10% of what you hear on the radio is the 10% that all they play. That's it. Maybe you'll get an additional, once in a while that was something they wrote and did. Not all the time, buddy. That's right. Robert Plant, here's to you. Jimmy Page, here's to you. And anybody who plays them, you're idiots. Till the next video, be safe, take care, and all hail Jason Bonham. I hope he gets the proper place to play his final father's songs that never hit the stage. And I'm putting this down on record right now today, and I hope he gets that chance and opportunity. If he don't, and these two idiots drop dead, you'll never see or hear of Led Zeppelin come out of my voice again. Jason Bonham, I salute you, my brother. I love your father. He was a great drummer. Awesome brilliance. You cannot top that off. He had his own distinct way. He's up there with the Keith Moon. He's up there with the Neil Peart. He's up there with the legends of Bill Ward. That's right. And so forth. Jason Bonham, to me, I seen you play with Foreigner one time, and you nailed it, kid. You got it. Doesn't matter where you sit behind a band, you are just like your daddy, man. You are fucking amazing. Brilliance. And I hope you continue to carry on your father's legacy. And I'm sorry for these two boneheads that did what they do to you and what they're doing to you, not give you the opportunity, man. I hate their guts. I'm done with dead Zeppelin. Dead.